So good day to my students. Happy New Year. I know it's been a long while, but we have to stay on track after the holidays. And I'll be posting this in our LMS and on my YouTube channel. I hope you have subscribed or notified yourselves if ever there are videos that I'll be putting up related to our lectures or other subjects that will help you in your career as future nurses. So this video lecture is a series actually. This series will deal on our topic primary health care. Okay, so this is about community health nursing one. So let's get started. So, as being mentioned earlier, this is primary health care, one of the major topics, one of the major focus of your community health nursing one subject. And this is a very lengthy one, but let's try to somehow summarize the topics in this series of video lectures. And I hope you have read your other topics in our LMS or in your notes. If you ever took notes, and this video lecture will help you to understand more. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we have primary health care, and primary health care topics will be divided into definition of primary health care, its rationale, its goals, and there are also principles, strategies behind it, and a bit of history also, and also the elements of primary health care or the different services, the different programs under primary health care. So we have this very lengthy definition of primary health care. So this is an essential health care based on practical, scientifically sound, and socially acceptable um, methods and technology made universally accessible to individuals and families in the community through their full participation and at a cost that the community can afford to maintain at every stage of their development in the spirit of self-reliance and self-determination. So this is a very lengthy one. This is definition somehow what's this summarized again in the whole concept, the whole principle of primary health care. Okay, so when you say primary health care again, these are very important. These are essential healthcare methods and technologies, and this is very practical. When you say practical, it is very applicable to the community life, to the day-to-day life of those population whom primary healthcare is being applied to or is practicing. And when you say scientifically sound, this is again, of course, based on scientific researches, scientific knowledge, okay? And it is made universally accessible to individuals and families in the community. So basically, it covers all clientele. Okay? Primary health care covers all clientele, whether it's an individual, a family, a group, or even the whole larger community. And when you say universally accessible, it is for all. Okay, regardless of its social background, social status, power and authority, religion, gender, socioeconomic status. So regardless of those factors, it is for all. Okay, and primary healthcare is achieve its goals, its fruits. Okay, its programs are attained with the full participation of the community, of the individual, of the family. So this means that the implementers of primary healthcare or the healthcare providers, and the community should be partners, okay, in implementing primary healthcare or in attaining their health in general. Okay, so the program will warrant, okay, the full participation of the community, which, you know, at a cost that the community can afford. So aside from it is acceptable, it should be accessible, highlighting those characteristics here. We have acceptable, we have accessible, and we also have affordable. Okay, the program should be affordable. If it's not free, at least it should be affordable. Okay, but when it comes to the public sector, government sector, usually it is already prepaid through taxes, and it is generally free because of the taxes. Yeah. The fourth letter A is aside from acceptable, accessible, affordable, it should be available. Okay, so those are the four A's of primary healthcare. Okay, so this primary healthcare should lead to the development of self-reliance and self-determination. So this means that the community people should be independent, should be relying on majority on themselves and not very dependent on your healthcare providers. Okay, so again, you work in partnership with the community people in spirit of self-reliance and self-determination. So we should not develop people who are very dependent on healthcare providers. Okay, and that explains also they should be responsible on their own health, meaning they should know how to take care of themselves. They should know when to ask for help, especially from professional healthcare providers. Okay, that alone can explain self-reliance or being independent. Okay, this does not mean that you will not help, that you will not need help from the professionals. It only means that you know how to take care of yourselves also. Okay, may I just adjust my screen for you. Okay, I think this is very big. Oops, sorry. Okay, so as you can see, this is already my PowerPoint. I'm already using my PowerPoint. Okay, thank you. So let's proceed. Okay, primary health care, these are the conceptual framework. Okay, health is a fundamental human right. Okay, health is both an individual and collective responsibility, as we have explained earlier. Health should be an equal opportunity to all. Okay, so I have mentioned earlier, it is universal, accessible to all, acceptable to all, regardless of any factors. Okay, health is an essential element of socioeconomic development. So, health is a big part. Okay, it's an important part of a society, of the economy. So, it should be a priority, always a priority. Okay, aside from it is a fundamental right, I should say, of any individual. Okay, so what are the focus of primary healthcare approach? Okay, as you can see, it's an acronym by the word people, because the focus of primary healthcare is always the people. Okay, so partnership, letter P, partnership with the community. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, a community is considered to be an active partner but not a dependent recipient. Okay, active partner, not recipients, not dependent recipients. Then there should be an equitable distribution of health services or resources. Okay, so it should be equal or equitable, but those words are different. Okay, equal is you are going to equally divide the resources. Equitable is you are going to divide resources based on the needs of the people. Okay, because that's the main difference. And most of the references, most of the programs choose chooses being equitable rather than being equal. Okay? The letter O, organize and appropriate health system infrastructure. Uh, we have discussed this health system infrastructure during our midterms. The delivery healthcare services or the healthcare system of a country, especially of the Philippines. Then fourth, prevention of disease and promotion is the main focus in type of care rather than curative and rehabilitative. So more on preventive and promotive care. Link multisectorally. This means that in order to implement or in order to achieve the goals, the principles, the fruits, if I may use that word, of primary healthcare, different sectors of the economy, not only of the health sector, will work together to reach that common goal. And emphasis is on appropriate technology. This will be discussed further on the succeeding slides. And when you say appropriate technology, we are not only referring to highly technological ones, but there are certain characteristics that should be met in order to consider a technology an appropriate one for the program primary healthcare. Okay, next. So we have this one. Um, we have a former primary healthcare goal, which is your health for all by the year 2000. And this was stated last September 6, 12, 1978. This was known as the Primary Healthcare Declaration. Okay, health for all by the year 2000, or in short, health for all. And this was during the first International Conference on Primary Healthcare, which was sponsored by the WHO or the World Health Organization and the UNICEF. Okay? And primary healthcare was declared in the Alma Ata Conference in 1978, and this is a strategy to community health development, especially of the third world countries or the developing countries. And its strategy aimed to provide essential healthcare that is community-based, that is accessible. Again, the four A's of primary healthcare, and it is part and parcel of the total socioeconomic development efforts of the nation. And it should be sustainable also at a very affordable cost. Okay, so again, these are strategies, methods in order to develop communities. Okay, so this not only refer to health-wise, but in total socio-economic level of a community. Okay, so these are some pictures or images during that Alma-Ata conference. Alma-Ata is in the USSR. If you're still familiar in your um, in your world history, and I think Alma-Ata or the modern day Alma-Ata USSR is now in Kazakhstan. Okay. So these are the sponsors, World Health Organization and the UNICEF. And this was the declaration, and the World Health Declaration of the adoption of primary health care as a strategy for community health development of participating countries, um, especially those of developing countries. In the Philippines, locally or nationally in the Philippines, we also have adopted this a year later, October 1979, under the presidency of President Ferdinand Marcos. And the legal basis of primary health care in the Philippines is Letter of Instruction 949 or LOI 949. Okay. So we have here a difference of uh, commercialized healthcare and primary healthcare. So this is a comparison for us to know what is primary healthcare, what is other healthcare, especially of commercialized healthcare. Yeah. So when we say we have different dimensions here or different areas of differences, the goals, focus, setting, people, structure, and the rest. Okay, so first, what is the goal? What's the difference of the two in terms of their goals? When we talk about commercialized healthcare, it's the absence of disease. It's a curative aspect. It is the rehabilitative aspect. But when you talk about primary healthcare, it's more on prevention of disease. It's more on promotion of health. Okay? So sa primary healthcare, wala pa pong sakit yan. And sa commercialized healthcare, merong sakit. So which is better? Okay? Prevention and promotion of health, of course. Then second is the focus, especially on the clients. So when you say focus, the commercial healthcare is focused on the sick people, okay, people with already health problems, and for primary healthcare, these are for both for sick and well clients. Okay, so although the focus is more on prevention and promotion of health, still we primary healthcare caters both sick and well people. But remember, in terms of sickness, it depends on the severity of the sickness. There are, of course, terminal cases will not be catered by primary healthcare, but more of advanced healthcare. Setting, commercialized healthcare is usually found in hospitals, on urban communities, and very few can afford because you have to pay for it. Okay? Well, in primary healthcare, it is more on the first line health facilities, which we have discussed last midterms. It is health center. These are usually health centers. These are usually rural communities, and for all or the entire population. So in terms of people, commercialized healthcare tends to develop uh, a more passive or dependent recipients. Right? In primary healthcare, we have been mentioning several times already that they should be active partners, they should be active participants. Structure, health is isolated from other sectors when you talk about commercialized healthcare. And in primary healthcare, I've mentioned this earlier that health is integrated, it is linked with other sectors of the economy. Process, the decision making process. For commercialized healthcare, the decision is coming from the top, usually from the doctor, from the heads down to the patient. But when it comes to primary healthcare, it must come from the people going up. Okay? Whoever manages or who leads or supervises the primary healthcare team. Okay? So from the community people going up. Okay, next is technology. And the technology for commercial healthcare usually these are found, as we mentioned, is usually found on hospitals. So I know you're familiar with the technologies there inside the hospital. These technologies focus on curative aspects, and these are usually physician-dominated technologies manipulated generally by doctors. But on primary healthcare, these are technologies which focuses on which focus on promotive and preventive aspect of care. These are appropriate technology for frontline healthcare. Uh, focus or more of prevention and promotive aspect of care technology, okay? Or technological care. Okay? And we are going to deal with that later in the next slides. For the outcome, since the process is from top to bottom, since the people are passive, so the outcome of commercialized healthcare is the people tend to be reliant on healthcare professionals. On the other hand, for primary healthcare, the people are empowered, the community are empowered, and they develop self-reliance or self-independence. Okay? Excuse me. Then just a poster, a material promoting what's this, primary healthcare in the Philippines before and also in the other countries. Okay, so next we have these principles and strategies of primary healthcare. Okay, let's make it simple to understand. So we have, I think, 7 principles here with corresponding strategies. Okay, as we have, these principles were already mentioned earlier. Okay, it's only translated or rephrased in other ways. So principle number 1, primary healthcare has accessibility, availability, acceptability, and availability and affordable of these health services. And these strategies, how are you going to make these principles into fruition? So strategies, some, not limited to, health services must be delivered where people are. Okay, so that would make a program, the healthcare accessible and available. You can also use indigenous resident volunteers. This means that whatever resources you have in the community, use them. It can be it can be manpower, it can be other resources. Okay. So there is a ratio here: resident volunteer or community health worker or volunteer 1:20 households. Another way of strategizing availability of health resources is being traditional, okay, and this is being resourceful. Whatever is present in the community, use it. Example, there is use of traditional medicines or plants with essential drugs. Okay, so I'm just in the strategies part. I'm just citing some strategies, but again, it's not limited to these strategies. Then next, we have provision of quality, basic and essential health services. Okay, as I mentioned, it should be available to people, so you need to provide it to them, or in some way you need to provide in partnership with them. But remember, what you are providing should be of quality and essential. And as I mentioned, primary healthcare is more of basic care. There are some concerns, health problems that primary healthcare will not be effective. They need advanced care. Okay? For example, the case is very terminal or very severe. Okay? You refer them to higher levels of healthcare. So how will you provide, how can we provide quality basic essential services? We should train people who are going to implement it, okay, include it in curriculum, just like what we have now. Primary healthcare is included in our curriculum in community health nursing 1. And this will also be applicable or applied by students when they resume their RLE, and that's one way of training them. Okay, and in our setting right now, how do we provide quality basic essential services to community? If you are familiar with the different programs of the government, we have this NDP or Nurse Deployment Project, where nurses are deployed in the communities, are assigned the communities to ensure provision of care in the community setting. Okay. Then second, KSA or knowledge skills attitude on promotive, preventive, curative, and rehabilitative healthcare. Then regular monitoring and periodic evaluation of community health workers. These are some ways to ensure that quality basic essential services are being maintained and provided to the community people. Okay, community participation. This is likewise are the same with your community involvement or active community involvement, partnership with the community, or participation. So first and foremost, you should always let the people be aware of their surroundings, of their situation. Let them be conscious of their surroundings. I apologize for the background noise. Okay, so raise their consciousness, raise the awareness of their real scenario wherein they are into. Okay, but as a healthcare provider, you are not going to dictate. Okay, you are not going to question uh, in insinuating manner, the awareness that they have, the consciousness that they have in terms of their community. Okay? Needs and problems should come from the community people, not from you as a healthcare provider. But you can facilitate, of course, and you can also, since you are partners with them, you can talk it out with them. If you need to persuade them, but not really dictate. Okay. Then planning, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of community health programs. Then this can be done by you as a healthcare provider or community organizer, but you can also do this in partnership with them. Then selection of community health workers. Of course, you want to involve them. Community building and community organizing. Formation of health committees involving the community people. Establishment of community health worker organization, mass health campaign, and mobilization. So you mobilize the community people, use them, empower them, okay? Give them tasks, labor in terms of community health development, okay? Make them hands-on in their own community. Then we have this self-reliance. For self-reliance, this is, as we have mentioned, this is one of the end goals of primary health care. The people should be independent. They should know how to generate support. They should know how to take care of themselves. They should know how or when to ask help from community or from professional healthcare providers. Then they should know how to use their own resources, whatever resources they have in the community. You train people who will soon, okay, get the programs that the community organizers will be leaving. Train them, develop them with certain skills, and you can also start a small cooperation income generating projects, small scale industries in their places, which in the future they will handle it after the community organizers will leave. The community organizers will not be forever in the community. Okay? Principle number 5, I think. Okay? Recognition of interrelationship between health and development. As we have said earlier, this is very a very large program concept that several sectors should be working together to achieve the goals, to achieve the programs, of the implementation of the programs. Okay. So there is a convergence of health, food, nutrition, sanitation, and other aspects of the economy, okay, or the society. Integration of primary healthcare into all level plans, coordination of activities in different sectors of the economy. Okay, so meaning this can be um, uh, done with the help of local government units, education sectors, private institutions, non-government organizations. So almost all groups can help in the implementation of primary healthcare. Then we have social mobilization, establishment of effective referral system, multi-sectoral and interdisciplinary linkages, IEC using multimedia. IEC stands for Information, Education, Communication using multimedia. So this means you are going to inform people. It depends on your resources, depends on your strategy, on how you're going to inform the people in terms of health practices, health programs, health projects. Then collaboration between government organization and non-government organization. And lastly, last of the principles is decentralization. If I can remember it right, this was also discussed during the previous video lectures that we have. This is also known as your what's this? Local government code, okay? Devolution, okay? The word devolution. You are going to share the responsibilities with the local government units or to different sectors of the economy of the government. This is to reach more places, to reach more communities, and also to somehow lighten up the load of the um, lighten up the load of the national government. Okay? So how is it done? By way of reallocation of budgets, reorientation of health professionals on primary health care, what else? Advocacy for political will and support and the rest. Okay, again, these strategies with respect to the different principles are only a few of what I'm discussing, but it's not the limitation. Okay, there are still other strategies. Okay. Okay, so next video lectures we are going to discuss the four cornerstones or the pillars of primary health care. So stand by. I'll share the link later. Thank you.